So I always believe in the upbringing of the child. I always feel that the environment is the most important thing. I would not say that it's the duty of a mother alone or the father, but it's a task which is to be collectively done. And it also depends on the environment. Now, here is something which I always thought to myself as to where are these narcissists coming from? They were born as a normal child, but then at the same time, who make these narcissists? Who are these people? Where does these traits come from? I will say wherever the child's focus goes more with the parent is where they are picking up. But at the same time, the mother is the most responsible for creating that environment. It's not proved anywhere, but then at the same time, has been seen in many of the cases where a mother has a narcissistic traits, the son will follow that because it's always a son is always growing up more closely to the mother, and the daughters are closely growing up with their fathers. Now, at the same time, there is when the child is growing and tender, when the brain is very, very soft like a sponge and everything is being absorbed, is the time when if the mother has the narcissistic traits, the environment will take the child to that growth. And at the same time, if the traits are more in the father, then I would say the daughters you will see more with the narcissistic traits. Now, let's focus on as to these are one dynamics, like the environment or the mother or the father. So let's look at as to how these narcissistic sons with the narcissistic traits are done. Now, first of all, I would say that the mothers here have the typical traits. They over control the son. They try to over control the son all the time by they feel that their sons are the extension of them. They feel that if their husband was not emotionally available to them, they start confining those emotions with their sons. Now, here, what happens to that little child? He feels he's the strongest. He feels he's the bravest. He can take care of his mother if his father cannot. If his father is unavailable, then he is there available all the time for his mother. Now, this is the time when he makes this decision that he has to be always loyal to his mother. Now, the mother knows what she is engraving on the mind and heart of this child, but she doesn't stop because she wants that validation too, which she is now getting from her son. As long as the son is praising and supporting the mother, is the time her her needs are getting fulfilled, her validations are getting fulfilled. And the son, on the same time, comes into the belief systems and make this as his belief that yes, I have to be loyal to my mother than being independent. Even when he gets married, his wife when walks in is the time when the whole problem starts with. That's the time when actually the wife sees all these traits that he is overshadowing her by the mother because that's what he has learned, and these are the first few traits which the mother has given after being the over controlling. Now all of a sudden he cannot leave the control if the son is married because she doesn't want him to be independent. She doesn't want to lose on that control. So, secondly, she is emotionally inconsistent. Sometimes she is overly protective when it is she wanting to, and sometimes she's completely dismissing the child, the son. Now, here the son gets really confused as to what he should be doing. Has he done something wrong? Has he done something good? Why is my mother not talking to me? Why my mother is dismissing me? He completely gets confused at a very early age, where again his self esteem becomes very, very fragile. He starts growing um, false arrogance. He doesn't know how to be consistently having the validations, or praising somebody for that matter. At the same time, she's always in a victim mindset. Now, what is she doing with this victim mindset? She's always putting the son under the roof where she was always a victim. She did everything for the family. She was the one bringing the bread on the table. His father was doing nothing. His father was not controlling at all the family, not supporting the family. So she was the one who was doing all the sacrifices. She was the one who was doing consistently everything to bring this family together. Why? Because she is also image obsessed. She wants to show outside that the family is together, but inside, she is not able to maintain that. So she doesn't want to be counted as a bad mother or a bad wife or a bad daughter in law or a bad person who's breaking the house. So she is also worried about her image consistently. At the same time, when I come back to the victim mindset, where the when the daughter-in-law comes, it's like she's not able to let the son have the 100% attention, or at least even 50% of attention for that matter, for his wife. She wants to control everything, and she has taught the son so much about how she has gone through in bringing up this child, that he just cannot dismiss his mother for anything, for anyone for that matter. That's why he starts prioritizing all the time the mother. Let's move forward. Now, here she is extremely emotionally neglectful. She is just very vulnerable, always showing that she is in a pain, um, where the child develops lack of empathy. Now, sometimes here a child can also develop a belief that women are bad, women are not good. They see certain truth about their mothers when they are growing up, but they don't know how to differentiate. They are so gaslighted. They don't know how to differentiate, even if they know that this is not right, this is not the truth, this is not correct. So they gradually start forming this belief that women are bad, where they just cannot stand any women rightly in their life. And that is the time when, over the years pass in a marriage, he will not praise anything about his wife. Even while she has taken birth on this planet as his wife, or any other woman walking on the street, he dismisses every woman. Now you see, that's not his fault, but that is his conditioning. That's what he came up to form the beliefs, where I feel sad at the same time that he was not at fault. This was given to him, and over a period of time, there was nobody to tell him that this is not the right way, this is not the right thing. Unconditional love. Now, the love is given by the mother only when she wants to, when her validation is satisfied, when she feels that he is obeying me. So he builds a belief that I am only worthy if I am admired or if I am successful. Otherwise, there's no worth on this planet. So sometimes this also brings them that more than a relationship, other things are important. More than being peaceful at home, outside is important. He starts running away because he doesn't know any best ways to make it nice at home. At the same time, he will go to an extent where he can cheat and dismiss you completely. So basically, he's not dismissing you, he is dismissing that childhood, he is dismissing that mother who has given him these beliefs. knowingly, mostly, few unknowingly. So these are the shout outs to those mothers also who have the sons, that how they have to be so careful when they are bringing up their sons, and they want their sons to be emotionally and in the society both be balanced. They're all EQs, IQs, everything has to be balanced. And that's one job of the mother. Even if I'm not saying it's only coming from mother. I said it very clearly earlier also that it is coming from the father also. So a defense mechanism against the neglect, the trauma, the instability. So, it is all about understanding the patterns that he's contributing to, that are often contributed to his life. So, when I say the parents collectively bringing up a child, so please take your personal matters away from child. Tell them how this love works, how the society works, how the sacrifice works, how the sharing works, how, most importantly, taking responsibility works, whether it is of your thoughts, of your beliefs, of your emotions. So, these are very, very important to teach your child from the very, very beginning. So, coming back to the topic again, for a narcissist, it is hard, but it is hardest for the partner. At the same time, the key insight is that you're not only dealing with a narcissist, but often with a deeply conditioned emotional system that is shaped since the childhood. So these are childhood traumas, which are very, very important to be taken care of. So there are therapies, there are modalities. Again, I'm talking about these modalities where, childhood therapies happen. There's a very beautiful modality here, which is coming to my mind, is also spirit chants. So it's a part of shamanism where you sit with the person, a client, and every emotion at that moment which is disturbing him, you can pick that one emotion. For example, it is anger. Why am I feeling angry? And because of this anger, my throat is choked. Why is my throat choked? So, through those spirit chants, one after the other, it opens every layer of why you're angry to that juicy part. So, it opens every layer like an onion, takes you to that juicy part and gives you that reason. It also shows that when in your childhood you have taken certain decisions of maybe not expressing yourself, maybe not talking openly. So, all these decisions, they come in the childhood. And these are the childhood traumas which we have to 100% bring into an acknowledgement, listen to those, what they are teaching us, what they are telling us. And once we acknowledge them, as I always say, they are ready to leave. They are ready to leave your energetic field and to leave that chapter forever. And it gives you a lot of peace. It gives you a lot of possibilities. At the same time, it gives you a new path and a choice to follow on. 100% that trait goes? No, but gradually, step by step, yes. Again and again, following this modality, yes. I have seen it, I have felt it very closely with this modality, the trait passing by. So remember, nothing is permanent. These are the traits which are so deeply into the roots of your system that they will also take time. But the biggest part is to acknowledge it. The biggest part is to know it. Until and unless you don't know it, you cannot do anything about it. And as I always said, narcissists don't see anything wrong in them. They see wrong in you because since childhood they have seen their mothers going through the wrong all the time. So they feel that the whole world is wrong around them. So bringing them to this point where they feel they need the help will also show up when it is time for this whole attached childhood story to leave them. Thank you.